All right, lessons went well. Time to go home and eat lunch. Health food, yeah. In these lessons that I teach during the day, I'm a private violin teacher, by the way, if you're new to my channel. The lessons I teach as a private violin instructor, I tailor each of those lessons to this specific individual student. And we can do this because the student to teacher ratio is awesome. It's one teacher, one student. You can't beat that. And in lessons, I give tons of feedback. Let's say you make a mistake when you're practicing. And we all make mistakes when we're learning to play the violin. Some you can catch right away and you fix and then you go on your way, and some you don't really notice until somebody points it out to you. And you're like, oh, how did I miss that? Or like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing I was even supposed to be doing. So a good teacher will help you catch the mistakes. Ooh. And not only that, a really great teacher will help you prevent mistakes from even happening in the first place, because they know what the common pitfalls are and they can give you a heads up from it before it even happens. And it's important to kind of catch these mistakes early, because the earlier you catch them, just the less time you will spend practicing it wrong. I also spend a great deal of time teaching students how to practice. I don't know about you, but if it takes me 2 hours to learn something, and then I realize I can get the same amount done in like just 1 hour, I want to pick the get more done in less time option. And this is what practicing very well allows you to do. So I try to pass everything I know about how to practice the violin really well onto my students, because I want to give my students the tools to be like a really good problem solver when it comes to learning music. So when they're at home practicing, they can kind of act like their own best teacher and solve the problems that come up with total confidence. Hey, so in case you're wondering what on earth I'm doing, I'm working on a little project. I'm making 6/8 rhythm cards. The reason why I'm making this is I have a whole stack of rhythm cards that I already use, and I'll put a link down below. I found these on Pinterest, they're totally free. When I first tried these, I tried it out with just a couple of my students, but then I noticed a major difference in their problem solving skills when it came to new rhythms coming up in music, and just how much faster they were able to figure out those complicated rhythms. I had no idea it would have that much of an impact. So now I use it with all of my students that are in the process of learning rhythms and how to count them. But I am actually kind of surprised how much a lot of my students seem to really like doing them, because I just wasn't expecting that. And when we do these cards, we only spend like 2 to 5 minute max on them during the lesson. I also like to work ahead on rhythms that I know will be coming up in pieces. For example, this one works on the dotted quarter note rhythms. And before we get to May Song, we're drilling these in lessons, or even like Happy Farmer. We're drilling these, and then that way we're all set to go. And then before we get to 16th notes in lessons, we're drilling the 16th note rhythms. I just love that this gives me the ability to really break down the concepts into really easy steps. And I think this is just been an awesome way to set up students for success with rhythms. I also want to mention I print them all out on like really heavy duty cardstock, and they've lasted really well. I'm also going to list my teaching website in the description box down below. I teach lessons both in person and online. I really hope you enjoyed this glimpse into my day, and be sure to hit the subscribe button so I can see you next time. Bye-bye.